For me, this is by far the most hype change going into 9.5 and has me more excited than anything else we've covered so far. Nothing about units or about synergies or anything like that could get me more excited than what we're talking about today, and that is the item updates. So now this is not official. This is a leak from Reddit. We're on Twitter right now. This is on Frodan's Twitter. But this is a leak from Reddit. So if you go on Reddit right now, you'll see this at the top of the TFT page pretty much. But I do believe these changes are going through just based off of what the devs have talked about with their ideas on reworking a lot of items. And this one is confirmed. Gnasher's Tooth is already have been confirmed by Mortdog and by the TFT socials. So I do believe these to be true. And some of the changes make a lot of sense and get me very excited, fixing a lot of problems with the game with these items. Now, these items are probably going to come with their own problems, but there are massive itemization problems in the game right now, and how like imbalanced a lot of stuff is, especially between the two damage types of AD and AP. Like just think about how much easier it is to get Magic Shred or MR Shred on your team than it is to get Armor Shred or Armor Reduction, or Sunder is the official name, but I feel like nobody actually says that. But think about how different that is, and a lot of those problems are being fixed, and a lot of the pain points of the game. Have you guys felt how broken Zephyr has been this set? Have you guys felt that a lot more people built more Zephyrs? It's because for the vast majority of this set, combat was completely decided in the first 6 seconds. And even in sets where we have more elongated fights, I mean, the fight is pretty much decided in the first 10 seconds. So if you Zephyr their carry, it's like, dude, just the variance of that is so insane. And I was calling for that items removal this set because it especially felt so bad, or a nerf or something. It especially felt so bad. So a lot of these items that have pain points are gone. And so let's just get into this. So the first one is the replacement of Zeke's. So we have the sword and the belt is the recipe here, and it will make a Sterex gauge is what this item icon looks like. And you gain 300 health, 30% AD once each combat, dropping below 60% health, gain 25% max health and 30% attack damage for the rest of combat. So this is very similar to Edge of Night. So this could be a good item on someone. I'm going to reference units from the current set that we're playing. I don't know exactly if these units are going to be in the new set, but think about putting this item on someone like Yasuo, or the new set, Fiora, Urgot, something like that, right? This is kind of like an item you can build if you don't get GA. I imagine GA is staying, or Edge of Night is staying. That is a relatively newer item, and I think that item's pretty good, but maybe it'll get removed in favor of this. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, next up we have this is what would normally make Shroud. You guys know how broken that item is and how unfair it is at the end of the game whenever carousel happens, and on one side somebody has a Shroud, on the other side you have some useless emblems. So that is going to reduce some variance here because this is OP, but I don't even know what this item does yet. And this is, what is this item? I don't know what this item is called in League. I stopped playing whenever they did the item rework. So I know this is an AP item in League. But anyways, we have a 20, we built on Akali and stuff. I still watch Pro League, but I don't know some of the item names. Okay, so it gives 25 AP, 25 armor, and 20 crit chance. Abilities and attack deal 15% more damage to enemies. Increase to 30% when the Weaver's current health is below 60%. So this seems like it'd probably be good on like frontline AP carries. I think units like Katarina, something like that. Yeah, it sounds good on that. Like Katarina, you get Jewel Lotus, so probably good on like AP Assassin or melee AP units is going to be better because you're going to be able to make use of this reduced health, or perhaps units even like Swain or something like that. You gain the armor, the AP, your health will go low and then it'll go back up. It'll go low, then go back up. So that's pretty interesting right there. Next up, we have Gnasher's Tooth, and we covered this item yesterday, but you gain 150 health, 30 AP, 10 attack speed, gain 40% attack speed on cast for 5 seconds. So think units like Azir, like Kaisa, stuff like that. AP units that like attack speed. It's going to be good on that. Callista. This would be so good on Callista, but I think Callista is getting removed. I've not seen Shadow Isles in any clip, and I think Nilo is replacing Gwen. And I think the dog, Nefiri, is replacing Callista. That is my guess. That is speculation. But I think those type of units, those would be so good on them. Okay, next up we have Jack Show. I actually know the name of this item because I hear people say it all the time. It has a cool name, Jack Show. And this is the replacement for Chalice of Power. So it's 15 mana, 20 MR. Okay, so this is actually a big reduction from the current, which is like 45 MR. That's why you always put this on frontline right now. This is such a weird item in this current set. You put it on Sejuani so she casts quicker, or Tarek or whatever. Okay, at the start of combat, the wearer gains a bonus according to their position. This is a really unique item, guys. In the front 2 rows, 15 AP, 35 armor, and MR. So this is going to be a great tank item for that purpose. Most tanks are AP based. Think like Sejuani, Shin, Tarek. Their only real scaling is AP, and the AP makes them tankier. So these are really good stats for the majority of tanks. In the back 2 rows, 25 AP, 15 mana every 2 seconds. So in addition, a new mana item. So other than Sojin and blue buff, we'll see what if anything happens to those items. But we have a new mana item. It seems like just going through these so far, it just seems like a lot of items that like taking away some pain points in the game of like Shroud, of like Zephyr. I like, you know, if you have to build a Chalice when you don't really want to. It's giving us some options to build other items. Like, you know, if you can't get a mana gain item like Sojin or blue buff, well, hey, build a Jack Show. Jack Show is going to be playable in that spot. You know, probably, you know, there's definitely going to be units like Karma and stuff like that. Like Karma's going to want blue buff or Sojin, but hey, if you can't, it's Jack Show time, baby. You know, so just more item flexibility. Dude, looking at a lot of these changes, it really seems like next set, slamming items and playing flexibly from that spot, like playing aggressive, is going to be stronger. I really hope so. I really hope so. But let's just go through here. All right, here is Crown. Is this called Crown of the Shattered Queen? I think that might be what it's called, right? I know it's called Crown. But anyways, it is the replacement for Locket, and Locket has been a problem child for a while. I do like Locket. I think Locket's a cool item. But it's like Locket a lot of times is either useless or it's broken. Like you stack them and it's broken, or it's useless. So definitely, I'm really happy it's getting removed. So what we're seeing right here is all the aura items have been removed, really. And I'm fine with that. You know, if it ends up feeling bad, they'll just add them back later, right? But I definitely like them being removed. I think they're just painful in the game. They're either OP or useless, and then you're not happy with getting them in the end game. Whereas I think you'd be a lot more happy with getting like some of these items in the end game. Okay, so the Crown of the Shattered Queen gives you 25 AP and 20 armor. At the start of combat, gain a 30% maximum health shield for 8 seconds. When this shield is gone or broken, gain 35 AP. It's going to be another great tank item. Also going to be very good on frontline AP carries. Think like units like Swain, that sort of thing. But going to be great on like Sejuani, Shin, that sort of thing. Sejuani especially, if she's still going to be in the new set. I don't think that she will be. I think they're going to remove Freljord. Maybe not, though. I'm just guessing. That's just pure speculation. But think like a unit like Sejuani is going to be so good with this. Someone who stacks HP, Scion, someone who has a lot of HP. Well, Scion wouldn't be that great with the AP. But and then as we talked about before, most tanks like AP, like Sejuani, like Shen, like Tarek, that sort of thing. So yeah, this is very cool. And then down here we have, I don't know what this item is called. I know it's a support item in League. It doesn't get built that often. I know what it does in League, actually, but I don't even know what it's called. But it is a replacement for Zephyr. God bless, Zephyr is gone. So we have 150 health plus 20 MR. So 50% Sunder, which reduces armor. Enemies within 2 hexes at the start, at the first 8 seconds of combat start, gain 20 armor and MR. God bless the TFT devs, and God bless America, because now we finally have the AD version of an Ionic Spark. So you don't have to build Last Whisper every game. Everybody knows what it feels like right now. If you play the current meta and you're playing AD and you don't have a Last Whisper and you rotate into a Demacian or an Aphelios Bastion player or some shit like that, man, like you are just, it's over. It's Jover. It is just Jover for you. And you have to get very specific components like bow. Bow is so hard to get. You need, a lot of times you play AD comps, you need a Rage Blade. So you have to build a Rage Blade. And then what if you just don't get another bow? What if you win streak that game? You know, like it's just like, it's so painful to get armor reduction. Just like, well, I hope I get Heimerdinger. You know, like it is so painful to get armor reduction in this game and has always felt extremely painful when playing AD. Now, AD lines have mostly, for the vast majority of TFT, been the more popular ways to play the game because you just build a Rage Blade and kind of go from there, and then eventually, it really depends on meta if you need the Last Whisper or not. So, like, even though what I was saying is not necessarily true all the time, but that's why they added all these AP items with the replacement of a lot of these weird items. Like, they work with the AP units. So AP items are a lot more flexible And then AD items, which have felt better overall, I would say, for the vast majority of TFT, with the singular pain point of if you're in a Last Whisper meta, it is so painful to get a Last Whisper because you almost always have to have a Rage Blade. At least that's how they've been designing AD carries for a while. So it's so painful to get the Last Whisper. So the one problem with AD items is getting addressed, and then the vast amount of problems of item flexibility in the AP tree is getting addressed with this. So I'm really, really, really excited about these item changes. We'll see how this goes. And the TFT devs are amazing. If some of these items get removed and you guys are sad about it, like Zeke's and Shroud, or not Zeke's and Shroud, Zeke's and Ice Cream Cone, I think are going to be the ones that people are most sad about going, because I think a lot of people like those strategies where you stack them, stuff like that. I think it's unhealthy for the game personally, and I think like stacking metas are unhealthy for the game. And I also think I also agree for the removal because of in-game, you never want these items, man. Like, you really don't want to get a Zeke's or a or one of these at the end of the game, or you want them too bad, like items like Zephyr, items like Shroud. I mean, dude, like in games right now, like when I play, I mean, I'm not really playing TFT right now. I'm taking a break until the new set. But like a lot of times when I'm playing, like, man, it's just like, do I really want to win this bad that I'm going to take a Shroud? Like, do I really want to just have this little mini game going? And like a lot of times I say no to that, and it costs me a placement, but I win the mental game because I had fun. Or did I? Because I lost. Losing isn't fun. So I think this just takes away a lot of the pain points. But I know some people are going to be dissatisfied to see these go. But we'll see how this shakes out in the new set. I'm really excited about this. Put your thoughts in the comments below. I'll have more updates for you tomorrow. See ya on the next one, big boy.